We're going to start checking our daily math for today. I want you to make sure today that you're paying very close attention as we go through these and that you know how to solve these problems. These questions will be some that you'll probably see again on your quiz. So if there's something you don't understand after you trying to work it and watching the video, make sure that you talk to me about that tomorrow or send a message today and let me know so that we can address anything you're struggling with. These skills are things that you should be pretty confident with now. So we're going to start with the first question. We have 487 divided by 3. So 487 is the total number of things that we have. We're going to divide it into 3 groups. Now, yesterday we spent a lot of time using place value chart. We used the box method where we just use numbers on the place value chart, and we also use long division. Most of you are confident enough to use this method, and this is your preferred one. So we're going to solve that way. If you choose to solve a different way, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is how I'm going to do my example. Alright, so we have 487 divided by 3. So I've just put my 400, 8 tens, and 7 ones on kind of what looks like a place value chart. Since I'm dividing by 3, even though 3s are pretty easy, we know them pretty well, I'm just going to go ahead and write down my 3's facts through 9 just to make things easier as I'm working. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5, it looks like 15. Let me rewrite that. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 8 is 24. And 3 times 9 is 27. Now that'll just make things a little bit easier for me as I go along and try to divide. Okay, so I'm going to change colors so we can see my work. So I'm going to start with my hundreds. I have 4 hundreds to divide into 3 equal groups. So 3 times what number gets me as close as I can get to 4 without going over. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. That's too much, so I'll have to go back to 3 times 1. 3 times 1 is 3, so I'm going to have 1 left over. I'm going to move it over. I'm going to regroup it to my tens. Now I have 18. 3 times what number gets me as close as I can get to 18 without going over? Well, 3 times 6 is 18. So I'm going to use all 18 of those. I do not have any left. So now I'm going to do 3 times what number gets me as close as I can get to 7 without going over. 3, 6, 9. 9's too much. So I'll have to go back to 3 times 2, which is 6, and I would have 1 left over. So my answer is 162, remainder 1. Okay. Next, we're going to compare these two numbers, 121,896 and 108,987. So when I compare numbers, I start with my largest place value. I have 100,000 and 100,000. Those are equal, so I can't compare based on that. I'm going to go to my next largest place value, 20,000 and 0 10,000s. I know that 2 is more than 0, so this is going to be greater than. I would read that inequality as 121,896 is greater than 108,987. My next question has me adding and then subtracting. Make sure you pay attention to the symbols. The first one here we're going to add. So 9 plus 6 is 15. I'm going to write down my 5. Regroup the 1. 1 plus 8 plus 6 is 15. I'm going to write down my 5. Regroup the 1. 5 plus 5 makes 10, and 1 more makes 11. Regroup that one. 1 plus 4 plus 1 is 6, and 3 plus nothing is 3. So the sum on the first problem is 36,155. I see my first two options have the correct sum. I'm going to see what the difference is now in 60,010 and 1,546. So if I start with my ones, I have 0 and I need to take 6 away. I'm going to have to regroup one of these 10s. That leaves me with 0. I'll change that 0 to a 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. Then when I go to my tens place, I have 0 minus 4. I can't do that. If I come to my hundreds, I don't have anything to borrow. I don't have anything in my thousands. I have to come all the way and take a group of 10,000. That leaves me with 5. I can regroup those to my thousands place value. Now I have 10 thousands, but that doesn't help me in my tens place value, so I'm going to take one of those, which leaves me with 9, and give that 1,000 to the hundreds place value, so that'll be 10. That still doesn't help me, so I'm going to take one of those. It leaves me with 9 hundreds. I'm going to take 1. So I took one of those hundreds. I'm going to add it over here to my tens. Now I have 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 minus 1 is 8. And 5 minus nothing is 5. So the difference is 58,464. The second option is the correct answer. All right, next we're looking to see which arrangement comes next. I'm going to get that back. Okay. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that we can see it a little bit better. All right. So if I look at these and I look at the columns or the vertical rows, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and in each column there's 1, 2, recount those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one row of 8. Let's check and see if that's the same number in my second row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's my second column of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7, 8. And let's make sure that this fourth column has the same number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It does. So my first arrangement has 4 columns with 8 triangles in each. My second arrangement has 1, 2, 3 columns. Let's make sure there's 8 in each one of these. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there are 3 columns with 8 in each column. This next one we've got 2 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so each one of those columns in all 3 arrangements, there's 8 triangles. So I start with 4 columns, then I go to 3, then 2. So my next column, I know would only have 1, or my next arrangement would only have 1 column, and I know that there needs to be 8 in each column. So we're going to see which one of our options has 8 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On a 6, 7, 8. So option 4 is our correct answer. And the rule would be that we are taking away 1 column of 8 triangles each time. All right. The next question says, which option shows the correct word form and expanded form for this number? So word form, we're going to write the number out in words just the same way as we would say it. So I'm going to name all of my thousands together. 924,000. Then I name my hundreds, tens, and ones. 89. So 924,089. Okay. If I look at my first option, 924,089. That's correct. 924,079. That one's not correct. I can eliminate that answer. 924,089. That word form is correct. 925,000. I can eliminate that. That's not correct. Now I need to go to the expanded form. I'm going to write the value of each digit and add them together. So I have 900,000. That's both of those are correct so far. Plus 20,000. Both of those options are correct still. Plus 4,000. Our first choice says plus 3,000, so that's not correct. Can go down. Plus 4,000. I don't have any hundreds, so I don't have to write anything for that. Plus 80, plus 9. The third option is our correct answer. They gave me the number in standard form. We changed it to word form, 924,089. And expanded form, 900,000 plus 20,000 plus 4,000 plus 80 plus 9. All right. Next question asks you about equivalent fractions. Which equivalent fractions does the graphic represent? So I have 2 models. The wholes are the same size. They're broken up into different size pieces. So we're going to see which one of those sets of fractions represent the same as our models. So if I look at this top model, I have 2 pieces shaded, so that tells me my numerator or top number will be 2. In the whole, there are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal pieces. So that is 2/8. If we look at our second model, I have 1, 2, 3 pieces shaded, so my numerator's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 pieces in the whole. So in my first model, I have 2/8. In the second model, I have 3/12. So 2/8 is equal to 3/12. Option 4 is the correct answer. Okay. We're going to look now at this next one. We're looking for the model that correctly represents the problem. I'm adding fractions. All of my denominators are the same in all 4 options, so I'm ready to add. 5/9 plus 8/9. 5 plus 8 equals 13. My denominator is 9. So that's correct. Let's see what the mixed number would be. It takes 9/9 to make one whole. I would have 4/9 left. 9 plus 4 equals 13. So that would be 1 and 4/9. That's true. I have one whole shaded and another 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces shaded. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces in the whole. So option 1 is the correct answer for number 7. All right, next we have an area model, but it's missing some parts. We should be really, really good at area models now. So my problem says 2,935 times A equals 20,545. So I know that my long side of when I set up my area model is going to equal 2,935. Break that into expanded form. 2,000 plus 900 plus 30 plus 5. So B is going to equal 30. Go ahead and mark that. My short side, they put in our area model, and that is 7. So A equals 7. Now I just have to solve for C. I'm going to find the value of C by multiplying my length, which is 2,000, times my width, which is 7. I know that 2 times 7 is 14, and I need to put the 3 zeros at the end. So C is equal to 14,000. Then if we added all of those partial products together, we would get 20,545 for the product. All right. Now number 8, using the distributive property to solve. So let's just set this problem up as an area model just to help us wrap our mind around what's happening. So I have 6, that will be my short side, times 37. So I would break 37 apart into 30 and 7 because those two numbers add together to equal 37. So A is going to be equal to 30. First, we would multiply 6 times 30. There it is, 6 times 30 right there. Then we would multiply 6 times 7. That's our second step. So we'll go ahead and do that. 6 times 30. 6 times 3 is 18. I have 1 0. So B is going to be equal to 180. For C, we're going to do 6 times 7. 6 times 7 is 42. So C is equal to 42. Then I just have to add those together. 180 plus 42. 0 plus 2 is 2. 8 plus 4 is 12. Regroup the 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. So D is equal to 222. A is 30. B equals 180. C equals 42. And D equals 222. All right. Next, we have to select the diagram that matches the problem. For every pull-up Mark completes, he does 6 push-ups. If he did 42 push-ups, how many pull-ups did he do? So we know he does 6 push-ups. For every 1 pull-up, and he does a total of 42 push-ups. So if 42 is my total, and there are 6, if I think of those as groups, there's 6 push-ups in each group. I could do 42, my total number of push-ups, divided by 6, the number in each group, to equal 1 pull-up. And that's going to give me the number of pull-ups that Mark completed. So I know my first 2 options can't possibly be correct, because it says he does 6 push-ups, not 7. So those 2 are both wrong. We know the total number of push-ups is 42. Okay. So we know he did 42 push-ups, and we're dividing them into groups of 6. So we've got 42, but that's divided into groups of 7. We need to do 42. So 42 divided by 6 is going to equal 7. 42, and then we could also flip that around. 42 divided by 7 equals 6. Either one of those options would be correct. The way they have that worded is a little bit tricky, but don't let it throw you off, because you can use what you know about division, and that means we can, as long as our total stays the same, we can flip that around. So actually, I messed up at the beginning, because they do say 42 divided by 6, which is the original equation that we wrote, and then that equals 7. So they put 7 in each one of their groups. Option 2 is your correct answer. All right. Next, we're looking for the model that correctly represents the problem. We're subtracting fractions, and in all of those, we have the same denominator. We have a denominator or bottom number of 6 in all, so we can go ahead and solve just by subtracting the numerators. 5/6 minus 4/6. 5 minus 4 equals 1. And my denominator would be 6. So option 1 is not correct. 5/6 minus 3/6. 5 minus 3 is 2, not 1. So option 2 is incorrect. 5/6 minus 3/6. 5 minus 3 equals 2. My denominator is 6, so that one works. Let's look and see what we have shaded. We started with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces shaded, 6 pieces in the hole, so that's what we started with. We took away 3 by crossing out 1, 2, 3, and that left us with 2 of the 6 pieces left. Option 3 is correct. If we go ahead and look at the option 4, we can see that it's not correct because they only started with 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 6ths shaded. The model shows 4/6 minus 3/6 equals 1/6, not 5/6 minus 3/6 equals 2/6. Next we have area and perimeter of a rectangle. So we're going to find the area first. Remember, area equals length times width. So we have a length of 7 meters times a width of 5 meters. Area equals 7 times 5, which is 35. And I have my unit is meters. So my unit for the area will be square meters. And this little exponent 2, the little tiny 2 that looks like it's just hanging out up in the air, remember that means square. So the correct answer is I'm sorry, not the first one. The correct answer is the second one, 35 square meters. To find the perimeter, we're going to add all the sides. So I have 2 7-meter sides. This one is 7 and this one is 7. So I'm just going to write that as 2 times 7. Then I also have 2 5-meter sides. So I need to add 2 times 5. I'm going to solve that. 2 times 7 is 14. Plus 2 times 5 is 10. If I add 14 plus 10, I get 24. And my unit is meters. This time I'm just measuring the line, the edge around. So my unit is still in meters, not square meters. Because remember, in area, we're actually measuring the number of squares that are inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I would have 7 going across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. So for the area, I'm counting that I have 7 columns and 5 rows, and I'm counting the actual squares. That's why it's in square meters. All right, number 13. Which model best represents 2 and 5/8 minus 1 and 7/8? So in option 1, we started out with 2 and 5/8. Option 2, we start out with 2 and 5/8. Option 3, we start out with 1. And let's see, if I take these 2 and move them here, that makes 2 holes, but we only have 3/8 more, so we know that one's not going to be correct. Option 4, we have 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8, so 5/8. So it's going to be either option 1, option 2, or option 3. So let's look and see which one takes away 1 hole and 7/8 correctly. Okay, so I can see in option 1 they took away 1 hole and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/8. So that one won't be correct. In option 2, they took away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. So there's one whole. And 1, 2, 3, 4/8 more. That one's not correct. Option 4, I took away one whole. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 size pieces. So option 4 is the correct answer. Okay. Next, we're looking for the measurement of the angle. Now remember, this little arc inside tells me that this is the part of the angle that I'm measuring. You can see that this part's a right angle, but this red arc that I just colored over or wrote over in purple tells me that's the part that I'm measuring. So I know this section's another 90-degree angle, another 90-degree angle, and another 90-degree angle. So I could add those all together, or I could use multiplication. 90 times 3. 9 times 3 is 18. I have 1 0. Sorry, 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. And I have 1 0. So 270 degrees. Alright, let's look at this problem. There are 15 dog treats in an open box. The new box contains 21 treats. If all 3 dogs get an equal number of treats, how many will each get? So if I look at my problem, I have 15 dog treats in one box and another box that has 21 treats in it. And I'm dividing or sharing that equally between 3 dogs. So A is going to be 15, B 21, and C is 3. Now I'm going to solve. These parentheses tell me I need to do that part first. I have to add together to see how many total treats I have. 15 plus 21 is 36. So D is going to equal 36, and I'm still dividing by 3, which is C. 36 divided by 3 is 12. So each dog will get 12 treats. E equals 12. And the last problem for today. Which model best represents the answer to this problem? 4 times 5/6. So I have 5/6 4 times. Same thing as 5/6 plus 5/6 plus 5/6 plus 5/6. Okay. So I can pretty easily look at this. I know that 5/6 is going to be all but 1. So there's 1 5/6. I'm going to change colors. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. There's my second one. Change again. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. Okay, there's my third. So I need 5/6 more. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. So I need one more piece than that. If I look at option 4, that shows the same amount shaded as I had in option 1, except that it adds one more piece, which is what I needed to get from the 4/6 that I had to another group of 5/6. So option 4 is your correct answer. Make sure that you know how to do everything on your work today. If you still have questions, send me a message or ask in class tomorrow. If you have questions, other people probably do too. So let's make sure that you ask those questions so that we can do well on the quiz that you'll actually take as your virtual work on Monday. Have a great day.